The dinner that was supposed to be perfect. The moment I walked into my sister's engagement dinner, I knew I did not belong there. The restaurant was expensive. The lights were soft. The tables were covered with white cloth, gold plates, and flowers that probably cost more than my rent. My sister, Vanessa, stood in the middle of the room in a silver dress, smiling like a queen. And my mother stood beside her, proud and glowing. Then there was me. I had come straight from work. My hands still smelled faintly of lemon cleaner. My black dress was simple, old, and carefully ironed. I had done my hair in the bathroom mirror of a gas station because I did not have time to go home. I was not there to impress anyone. I was there because Vanessa was my sister, even though she barely spoke to me anymore. Even though my parents treated me like a family mistake. Still, I came. Because deep inside, some small part of me still wanted them to be proud of me. But that hope died before the first course was served. My mother saw me walking toward the table, and her smile tightened. "Oh," she said softly. "You made it. Not, 'I'm glad you're here.' Not, 'You look nice.' Just, 'You made it.'" I nodded and tried to smile. Then the groom's family arrived. They were warm, polished, and kind. His mother, Mrs. Whitmore, had silver hair, sharp eyes, and a calm face that made everyone sit a little straighter. My mother rushed to introduce everyone. "This is Vanessa, our beautiful daughter," she said proudly. Then she turned toward me. For one second, I thought maybe she would say something kind. Instead, she laughed. "And this is our other daughter, Emily. She cleans houses for a living." The table went quiet. Then my father added, "Yes, we've given up on her." And everyone heard it, too, the words that cut deep. I felt the air leave my body. Nobody moved. Vanessa looked down at her plate, pretending she had not heard. My mother gave a fake little laugh, like she had made a harmless joke. But it was not a joke. It was a knife. I stood there with my hands folded in front of me, trying not to cry. I had cleaned houses since I was 19. Not because I was lazy. Not because I failed. Because when my father lost his job years ago, I left college to help pay bills. I cleaned floors. I washed windows. I worked double shifts. I sent money home every month. But when things got better, they forgot. They forgot who paid the rent. They forgot who kept food in the fridge. They forgot who gave up her dreams so Vanessa could keep hers. My mother always said Vanessa was the bright one. Vanessa went to private school. Vanessa got the car. Vanessa got the family support. I got bills. And now, in front of strangers, my parents had turned my hard work into a punchline. I was about to sit quietly and swallow the shame like I always did. But then something strange happened. Mrs. Whitmore, the groom's mother, stopped smiling. Her fork froze halfway to her plate. She looked at me closely. Not with judgment. With shock. Then her face went pale. She leaned forward and whispered, "Wait, you're Emily Carter?" My heart stopped. I nodded slowly. Yes. Her hand covered her mouth. Then she looked at my mother. And the whole table felt the change. Something was coming. And my mother had no idea what it was. 3. The secret my parents never knew. Mrs. Whitmore stood up. Everyone looked at her. She walked around the table and came straight to me. Then, in front of everyone, she took both of my hands. "My God," she whispered. "You're the young woman who saved my company." My mother blinked. Vanessa looked up fast. My father frowned. "What?" Mrs. Whitmore turned to the table. 3 years ago, my husband passed away. Our house was falling apart. I was grieving. I trusted the wrong people with our family business. Her voice shook. One day, Emily came to clean my home. She found business papers scattered across my office floor. She noticed something wrong. A payment form. A forged signature. A missing account number. Everyone stared at me. I wanted to disappear. Mrs. Whitmore continued. She could have ignored it. She could have said it was none of her business. But she warned me. She stayed late. She helped me organize every file. Because of her, we found out my manager was stealing from the company. My mother's face changed. The color slowly drained from it. Mrs. Whitmore smiled through tears. Emily did not just clean my house. She saved my family business. The table was silent. Then she said the words that turned the room upside down. And after that, I hired her privately as my operations assistant. Today, Emily helps run one of the biggest property companies in the city. My father's mouth opened. Vanessa whispered, "What?" My mother looked at me like she was seeing me for the first time, but it was too late. For the truth finally came out. My mother tried to laugh. "That must be some mistake," she said. "Emily never told us anything like that." I looked at her calmly. "No," I said. "You never ask." That sentence hit harder than shouting. My father shifted in his chair. Vanessa's groom, Daniel, looked uncomfortable. His family looked shocked. Mrs. Whitmore's eyes narrowed. "You mean you didn't know?" My mother swallowed. "Well, Emily has always exaggerated things." I smiled slightly. There it was. Even with proof standing in front of her, she still tried to make me small. But this time, I was not the scared girl begging for approval. I reached into my purse and took out my business card. I placed it gently on the table. Emily Carter, Regional Operations Director. The groom picked it up first. Then his father. Then Vanessa. My mother stared at it like it was burning her fingers. Mrs. Whitmore turned to my parents and said, "You humiliated the only person at this table who built herself from nothing." Nobody spoke. Then Daniel looked at Vanessa. "Did you know they treated your sister like this?" Vanessa's eyes filled with panic. I didn't think it was that serious. I laughed softly, not because it was funny, because for the first time, their silence was louder than my pain. The revenge I never planned. I did not scream. I did not insult them back. I did not ruin the dinner. I simply stood there with dignity. That was my revenge. Mrs. Whitmore pulled out the chair beside her. "Emily," she said, "please sit with us." Not at the far end. Not near the kitchen door. Beside her. The whole table watched as I sat down. My mother's face was frozen. My father looked at his plate. Vanessa looked like her perfect night had cracked right down the middle. Then Mrs. Whitmore raised her glass. "To Emily," she said. A woman of honesty, strength, and quiet power. One by one, the groom's family raised their glasses. Daniel raised his too. Even Vanessa had to lift hers with shaking hands. My mother did not move. So Mrs. Whitmore looked at her and said, "You should be proud of her." My mother's lips trembled, but no words came out. For years, they had made me feel invisible. That night, everyone finally saw me. The call after midnight. I left before dessert. Not angry, not broken, free. When I got home, I sat on my couch, kicked off my shoes, and finally cried. Not because they hurt me, because I had spent so many years believing I was less than them. My phone buzzed. Then again. Then again. By midnight, I had 17 missed calls from my mother. Then a text came. "Emily, we need to talk. You embarrassed us tonight." I stared at the message. And for the first time in my life, I did not feel guilty. I typed back. "No, Mom. You embarrassed yourself." Then I blocked her. The next morning, Vanessa called. Her voice was small. "Daniel's family is upset. His mom said she doesn't trust our family anymore." I stayed quiet. Vanessa started crying. "Can you please talk to them? Fix it." And there it was. They did not call to say sorry. They called because they needed me. Again. I said, "Vanessa, I hope you have a beautiful marriage, but I am done cleaning up this family's mess." Then I hung up. The lesson they learned too late. A week later, my father sent me one message. "We didn't know." I looked at those 3 words for a long time. Then I replied, "You didn't want to know." Because that was the truth. Some people only respect you when strangers clap for you. Some people only see your value when someone richer confirms it. But your worth does not begin when they finally notice. It was always there. In the long nights. In the tired hands. In the quiet sacrifices. In the strength it took to keep going when nobody praised you. My family tried to shame me for cleaning houses. But those houses opened doors they never could. And the woman they called a failure became the woman they had to explain. That night did not destroy me. It revealed me. And sometimes, the best revenge is not shouting back. Sometimes, it is standing calmly while the truth walks into the room and speaks for you.